Okay, now we're going to try a pretty long word here, Necromancer. So, let's look at the simplest possible way to combine these, and let's break them into some sections. So we'll look at Necroman and Sir. First, let's look at Necro. N-E-C-R-O. Man, M-A-N. Sir, C-E-R. Okay, these are all pretty simple, and then we could combine them and make this nice long string. But let's work on them. First, man. This is a simple word. Let's get it out of the way. The A-N combination looks like so. As you can see, you've got your A, you've got your N. You connect them both into a fluid line. That whole thing can be reduced like so. And that is man. Done. We'll leave that out of the way for now. We can just write it over here so we can remember it. Not that I need to, but... Okay, now... Sir, we've got this one's pretty simple to deal with. So we've got a C. We can connect off of either option there. So we've got that option, and then the ER, we can put the R inside of the E. So if we were to put the E there, for example, we could put the R inside, or we could put the R after. Sir. So we've got several options. So as you can see, we can go Sir, or we could go Sir. And then we could go, Sir. We got quite a few options there. That's pretty easy to deal with. Let's leave something nice over here, just like so. We'll leave it like so and call that Sir for now. Necro, the hardest one we've got to work with. So, NE, there's not a lot of special stuff you can do with that. EC, you can add the C dash onto the E like so. So the word will go through the C and go through the E, and you've still got the C left over there. EC. R, well, we could just add an R there. We could add an R inside of the E. So this is ECR, remember, outside to inside. This is on the outside, so it's read before the inside R. CER. So what do we got? And then O. RO, there's not a whole lot you can do with that. Or we could go ECRO. You can just place it all inside of the E, like so. As you see, we've taken our CRO and we've used that as our E line. And then you would just need the E on the top there. So we've got quite a few options. And then, of course, as we go off onto our NE, we can draw the CR combination like so, and then put the O off of there if we like. Okay, so, and then we can continue the word out of either option. So let's start the word. Remember, we've got so many permutations, we're not going to cover all of them. We're just going to cover a few. So, N-E-C-R. No, sorry, that's not a CR for now. Okay, C-R. N-E-C-R-O. Now we can go out of either option here. No, we can't really. As we've moved down this far, we're going to get stuck over here. So we're going to get stuck over here with a man. And then we need a Sir. C-E-R. Not bad. Well, actually, not very nice. But as you can see, we've got some good stuff to work with here. We can start. We've already realized we're going to need to connect this up and combine this down some more. So let's use that version we had before, where we would. Okay, Necro. Now we need a Mancer. So we go M-A-N-C-E-R. There, I'm liking that. See, this we'll just have to rotate it a bit to kind of even it out and space it. This catches that space quite nicely if we rotate it a bit and occupy it a little bit further down here. We've kind of got a corner, and we just need to make this fill the top corner there on the right, on the left, which it does quite well, actually. We could even put the O outside of the E if we need to make it fit better. So, let's give that a shot. If we're trying to make that into a character, glyph, or a symbol, I would say the best way would be, this was a space where we were needing to fill. Necromancer. Not bad, not bad. As you can see, you're going to have to play with the portions, and there's so many combinations to work with here. It's unimaginable. And then, of course, these sections can be broken up. Necro doesn't have to be kept together. You could kind of go N-E-C-R-O-M-A-N as you can see, you don't need to keep those sections together, so you can always start breaking them off. But I mean, it's going to start getting really complicated if you start adding that many side chains, and there's no need for that I can see. It's quite a flexible word, very easy to work with actually. If you want to reduce the strokes, one way would be to carry all the way through there, have that come off like so. So basically you would go, sorry, oh, and this is backwards too, that's my bad. So basically you would go like so, N, O. Anyways, as you get the idea. So you got a lot of combinations you can play with.